Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Daf Yomi Yevamot Kuf Gimel Amid Aleph. The Gemara is a fascinating discussion. It's discussing the halachot of a regel regarding chalitza, and it's quoting various psukim in the Tanakh, which refer to regel. And then it digresses the discussion of Yael and Sisera. It also talks about that he was with her, being regalayim. The Gemara discusses that act. On the one hand, Tosfot points out halachically, she didn't have to give up her life when Yael was together with Sisera, because she was technically karka olam. She was passive in terms of the act itself. But she was involved in Hashem Shemaim to save the Jewish people, to tire out Sisera. And once he was tired after being with her, then she killed him and saved the Jewish nation. But the Gemara continues and says that it was not considered a pleasurable act for her whatsoever, because he was a Russia, and the acts of a Russia next to a tzaddik or tzaddik is just worthless. It's nothing. It's a negative. That's by Lavan. Hashem told Lavan, don't speak to Yaakov, good or bad, because for Lavan, all his niceties and cordial manner, for Yaakov would just be nothing. It'd be disgusting. He sees what a superficial person he is, and that even when he's trying to be nice, Yaakov sees right through the veil. The Gemara mentions that by Yael, there was a negative aspect, even though she relates to it as a disgusting phenomenon. It's not pleasurable for her to be with a Rush at all, but the Gemara mentions that still there was some negative aspect and a negative consequence. Why is that? Because it says that the Jewish people, we, of course, were subject to the original Yetzer Hara from the Nachash and Adam. And what happened at Gan Eden? We pulled into the Yetzer Hara there. But when we had our Sinai, then Hashem saved us from it. Well, the Goyim were not. So here you had a clash of two worlds, where Yael had the benefit of Sinai, even though it was a family of converts, but they already benefited from the Torah that they had from Sinai, and Sisera did not, and he infected her. I think there's a very beautiful point here. The Rashba says that the Torah is not simply an act, many acts that we do, mitzvah that we do, avera that we avoid. It's not the case at all. There's a change in our personalities. The way we relate to the Yetzer Hara. He quotes the Gemara in Kiddushin and Lamed, Amid Bet, that Yetzer Hara comes to attack us and draw us in. You bring it to the Beis Medrash. There's a very beautiful process of purifying ourselves through the Torah that can only happen through the Torah and the mitzvot, where every desire that we have, every drive that we have, every instinct, the Torah channels it and develops us in a certain way, where we harness the desires, the passions, and direct them to a higher goal. And a Jew whose whole life is subject to that, his appetitive desires, his sexual desire, his aggression, every part of his whole being is constantly being directed and harnessed and challenged. And that's Yael. And here she was intimate with a Sisera, whose whole approach to life in relation to the instinctual world is just worlds apart, the exact opposite. So yes, she didn't approach it with any hana whatsoever. It's disgusting for her, but there was a negative part to the fact that she was subjected to such a situation. And that's what the Gemara is pointing out, that we, the Jewish people, who have benefited so much from the Torah, from being involved, and so much growth from the Torah, it's such a negative to have such an encounter with such a person. And she had that intimate encounter, so that's why the Torah praises her, that she went through this horrible act in order to save the Jewish people. But Baruch Hashem, we're so fortunate that we have the Torah that guides us day and night and brings us to a different level of perfection and spirituality. Shalom.